Hello, my beautiful viewers. How are you? I've got a screensaver today, but from next time, I will have my butterflies back. I had to move from the top stairs to downstairs because I do my recordings 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm truly honored to look after my grandson, Csakvary. He's 8 months old. And although I am doing a recording at 11 a.m. New Zealand time today, it's for all the ladies and gentlemen that's on this side of the corner. But we do have an amazing lady, Christina. She's from New York. It's very late in the evening, and she has also joined us. So my beautiful viewers, how brave are you? So our theme is brave this today. How brave are you? Do you know getting out of bed is an act of bravery? Going through your day, making sure that you are healthy is bravery. Loving not only yourself, but on top of everything, yourself first, and then others. Do you know how brave is that? A lot of us don't even realize the courage it takes up to get up and put both feet on the ground. I was thinking the other day, there's so many people around the world that cannot do steps. I'm teaching my beautiful grandson how to get reverse back from the steps. So I'm going bump for bump from the steps because there's 3 flights of stairs here. And I'm trying to show him to go reversed backwards from the steps. There's other people that cannot even do steps. So please look at everything you are doing with big eyes and a lot of encouragement to say that you have the courage. You are brave. I've got amazing guests today. And yes, Paul is here, Suzi is here, Gwen is here, and Christina is here. And we cannot wait to share this stage with all of you. Thank you for coming through and viewing our show. Thank you for dancing at the end with us. And thank you for letting us know that you are putting on your glasses and that you love the paparazzi pen. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for your time. So now I don't have a video per se for my sponsors. I've got amazing ladies from my amazing Diamond Beauties group that is supporting me by sponsoring the show. So I am going to make a video. So now I am going to bring in Paul and I'm going to tell him you're going to swish in Paul. Are you ready, Paul? Can I swish you in? 1, 2, 3. Whee! And now I am going to bring in beautiful Suzi. Let me swish you in, Suzi. And Gwen, are you ready? I'm going to swish you in, Gwen.
Hi, Gwen.
Hi, Paul.
And then let me just go down. Oh, here goes the clock. Oh, my goodness. Just in time for Christina. Christina, and this clock is coming from Germany. 1, 2, 3, swish! Wow, incredible. Hello, my beautiful ones, my viewers. Tick tock, the clock is running. I know there was an Afrikaans saying, but I don't know if there's English one. So let us start with the show. My beautiful Paul, I'm going to give you first, and then a beautiful Suzi, and then Gwen, and then Christina, to please introduce yourself and tell us where you're from. Paul?
Thanks, Sanet. Hello, all the viewers, and hello, Suzi, Gwen, and Christina. I'm from the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, in Australia. I'm a professional psychic, reader, therapist, and now author. Very excited to be all those categories. Been involved as a professional psychic full-time for about 25 years. Very pleased to have worked on thousands of people in that time frame and bring that background into the book to help people get a better handle and cope better and give them new options to work with. Sorry, yeah,
Thank you, Paul. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm Suzi Dent. I'm also from Australia. I'm on the Gold Coast in Queensland. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you are in the world. It's very nice for you to join us. Hi, Sanet. So I've just introduced myself. So who are we doing next? Gwen. Hi.
Hello, good morning from the Sunshine Coast in Australia. And it's lovely to see you all. Thank you, Sanet, for inviting me. And it's nice to see you, Suzi, as well as Christina and Paul, who I know very well. So
Yep. Hi, Gwen.
I'm a hypnotherapist, Qigong healer, and psychic medium. And everything gets integrated in that and much more. Thank you.
Yes, hello. I'm Christina, Heiki. I mean, this is like Australia. Woohoo!
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I'm from the other side. I'm in New York right now. I'm originally from Germany. And yeah, I'm blessed to be in the Diamond Beauties with Sanet and also doing Mrs. Potts. I'm a holistic mental health coach and soul architect. And I work on family peace, especially. There are many aspects that I'm working on with my clients, but family peace and releasing the past so that we can step fully into our here and now and create our life is what I'm passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, incredible. Thank you for allowing me to quickly get off screen. I just had to go and make sure the little one is close with the blanket because he is asleep. So thank you, Suzi, for continuing. You are the best, my girl, the best. So my beautiful Paul, how incredible that you have told, that Gwen have told you about this group.
Very
So
much.
tell us, how did you get to know me? Because you are the shortest person I know that came to the show twice. Last week you came to the author's show.
Yes.
I know you only 2 weeks. And now your first time on the Power Hour TV show. So please tell us, how did you talk to Gwen and how does this came about? Wow.
Oh, yeah, well, we both lead very busy lives, but we're only about probably half an hour away from each other geographically, and a couple of months, or maybe only a month or 6 weeks ago, we decided we'd better line up and have a long-awaited lunch, and we'd been talking about it, and either Gwen was busy or we were busy, and we didn't have really much time because of the requirements with the book, but we managed to meet up one time, which was lovely, just near Gwen's home at a nice cafe. And she mentioned in passing about you, Sanet, and then, you know, I thought, well, that sounds fabulous and good on her, and I hope it, you know, happens amazingly. And the next minute I see you pop up on some sort of feed I had. So then I sent you a message just to introduce myself. And so I was very thrilled that worked that way, because, you know, it's easy to be in Australia, as Suzi and Gwen and myself are, and we can feel sometimes like, you know, we really are in a little corner of the world away from the busy stuff. But, you know, we've certainly got plenty to offer down here as well.
Incredible. So my question to you, what does courage mean to you at this stage of your life?
Courage for me personally is all about being as authentic as possible, and in word, deed, intention, because consciousness is always on, it's always switched on, so that you have to, well, from my view, important for me and for people to live their highest truth, to be the best role model they can, and then and to be honouring and kind. And kind's such a big factor missing on the planet at the moment. There's too many egos bouncing around out there that are really threatening to bring a lot of pain and hurt and hardship to people. And so with the kindness movement needs to anchor that, and you know, be careful with your words, be careful with your comments, and just make sure you are giving to yourself, but also being the partner you want to be if you're in a relationship. Be open, be respectful, be honest, really, and clear in your communications, so that they don't have to have any doubt about, where's your headspace or intention. Relationships are a really big deal, and I know one of my next few books is certainly going to be on how to do relationships better. And so that's courage for me, is being in the moment and just speaking your truth, even though it might rattle somebody's cage. It's the important thing is you answer to you at the end of the day, and that's so important.
Incredible. Did you see, you gave us goosebumps. I put my sunglasses on, Susie put her sunglasses, and Gwen, and yes, there you go. And just, I want to congratulate you. Do you know how many gentlemen, when we have our coffee chat, when I ask them to have a dance with me, the reaction is no way, Jose, no, hell, no. But you said, you want to dance with me? I said, yes, I want to have a dance. You said, come, let us dance. You took the courage and booked a coffee chat, and you had a dance with me. How incredible. Thank you, my beautiful Paul. So my beautiful Susie, you moved house. You had to get rid of with old stuff, and you have to make the space new. What courage was that particularly for you? Because there were some things that you were holding on for a very long time. It should have been such a big step for you to decide what do you need to let go, and what is this whole process showed you around about courage and bravery.
Excellent question, Sanet. Thank you. And a great answer from Paul. I'm just ticking on. I thought, he's covered that. Courage and bravery, I think, go hand in hand with trusting ourselves. We have to trust ourselves to step into the unknown, to step into communications with people. As Paul mentioned, we have to communicate with authenticity and honesty with ourselves. And being truthful with ourselves to be truthful with others. I've just gone through a big step, as Sanet has said, of I'm now an empty nester. So I had a divorce 4 years ago, separated 2.5 years ago. I wasn't ready to leave my young adult son yet, and he wasn't ready to leave mummy. So we spent the last 2.5 years together, which was interesting because, he's 23 now, and I was with him and his 22-year-old girlfriend and her father sometimes, and her 21-year-old brother, and all the friends and stuff that comes with, which was a wonderful time in my life. But I was ready to go our separate ways. It was time for us to cut the cord, as I like to say. And he was ready to leave mum as well. So it was bravery on both our parts. And life sometimes gives us these reasons to be brave, doesn't it? When the owner of the house says, I'm going to sell. So sometimes life will send us on these journeys that forces our hand. And to be courageous and brave and step into new and the unknown, and just trust in ourselves and what we're going to do. I've also stepped up with a new boyfriend, so that's a big deal as well. So new house, I've been here for a week. I'm still, sorting stuff out, and I'm still finding myself. And I feel that this stage of my life now is truly mine, which is an interesting place to be. And I know so many people go through these stages as well. And it's really nice to relate to others, but we all have our own separate journey. So I think we have to be brave and courageous to step to the unknown.
Wow. Ooh, Susie, let me tell you what is my quote for today. So just let me quickly go, because I've already started with our proposal to the network, but I was not sure who is going to come to the recording, so I could not complete, but now I can complete after the show. So this show title is The Heart of the Brave. So my beautiful ones, all of you are the heart of the brave. And then my quote I've done for you is, true courage is choosing your magnificent light, even when the path is unknown. Your soul will know the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
Susie,
good.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful. Well done. That's
I
very
love it. I love it. So, my beautiful Gwen, you had an experience that I cannot wait for you to tell us. But to go through this experience in the desert, it would also be unknown. When when you found out and you need to do what you need to do, you had to take up your courage, and you had to trust. So please tell us about this, and then tell us
Absolutely.
what that courage meant for you during that process, and then after that, because it changed your life forever.
Oh, it absolutely did change my life forever. When I turned 50, I was offered a chance to go out into the Australian desert and with a group of people and a shaman, and to actually go on a vision quest. And a vision quest is where you go and sit on the land and on your own, and you set up a sacred space, and then you stay in that for 3 days to 4 days, only with water. So I left by plane. Of course, I flew out because I was living in the Blue Mountains at the time. I flew out by plane and then met a group of people along with the shaman, as well as he was an anthropologist, Ralph Locke, who was known as Raphael with his ceremonies, and stayed the night in Alice Springs and then headed off to 2.5, 3 hour drive into the centre, more or less near South Australia, Northern Territory. And then we did a sweat lodge, and also the next morning a medicine wheel, and to find out we had to walk to where the land spoke to us. So after that, I knew I had to go to the northwest, and the west is about humility, compassion, and healing, and it's the corner of the grandmothers, the mothers and the grandmothers. So I was drawn to that area, and I kept walking for quite some time with water in hand and a backpack on the back, and set up my sacred circle, and stayed there for 3 days. And the first night I woke to some noises, and then I just went, I'm not going to go into fear, I'm going to stay in my centre. And I stayed in my centre, and then the noise went away, and I remember the shaman saying, no harm will come to you. And I decided then that, okay, I'm going to put on my keep my courageous self going, and I kept going, and I did have some visions while I was there. He said, don't rely on visions, they may not happen. But I had one vision from an old teacher in New Zealand who actually said to me, she didn't come into my circle, but I could see her on the outside of the circle, and she said to me, you must drink more water, because I wasn't drinking enough water. And then the experience of staying there would be like 2 weeks living your life here. One day is like 2 weeks, because all of a sudden the noise stops, the mind stops chatting, and then there's just silence, which is a beautiful gift. And also and then I had other experiences where I was shown that my work hadn't finished as yet, that there was still a lot more to do. And from then on, when I actually went back to the camp, all as I wanted to do was hug people. I didn't want to speak. I just wanted to hug people and just smile. So it was an incredible life-changing experience. So thank you for allowing me to share that.
Wow, I've got goosebumps, and the goosebumps is heavy. I had to pull out 3 glasses. I wanted to put on the alien glasses, but then I thought, what will the viewers think if I put on my alien glasses for this? Wow, incredible. A similar had an experience, but with a group of people that it have changed my life forever.
Yes.
And I sometimes when I really need to reflect on a special moment in my life that I didn't even know how connected I was at that stage. I know now. I love to go back to that special spot in the forest next to the river. There was nobody with me. And the angel appeared with me. And I didn't realize how significant it was until the last 6 years. Until now, I didn't realize that. So I love to go to my secret spot. Even if we do a meditation and people say, go to your special spot, I always go to that spot. Incredible, incredible. So my beautiful Christina, you are almost on your way to Germany. You're going to see family. You're going to do a last walk with your father. So I know this is going to be a big thing for you, and it's going to be just as amazing as you are. How will you take up your courage to do this trip and experience magnificence everywhere?
Beautiful question. I don't even know if it takes courage, this one. It took courage to, sit during the night in the hospital room with my dying father, just me and him. That took courage, right? This one, I think I'm okay. I'm okay. But I think what it connects to is I'm the cycle breaker in the family. I'm the odd one out. I'm the like considered the black sheep. So for also the people I'm working with, to be that also takes courage, to actually own that and be the one who's doing the work that needs to be done in the family. And, as good as we possibly can, release and really tap deeply into our soul's purpose, right? I think thank you, Paul. That's so important because wherever I kind of hear people talk, oh, my mom, this, my dad, this, of all ages, it's like often I have clients that are 70 or older, right? It's like this old hurt goes so deep, and to transmute this into this baggage, if you will, or this raw diamond into like a shiny, your light, your life's work and purpose and journey and growth. I think that takes really courage, and many people shy away from it. It's easier. I don't say that lightly. It's easier to stay in the known desert or unhappiness and friction than to try to step out and shift it. And so I think I've had to be courageous from pretty young on. Courageous to stand up to my dad at one point and say, well, you can hit me, you can't hurt me anymore, right? Courageous to be what was I, 17, and having my first spiritual teacher, courageous to go on retreats, courageous to travel alone, being raised with so much fear, I would have your experience in the desert sounds amazing. And at this point, I probably would be, I'm very curious and open to it, but years ago, it would have scared me, well, I can't say that word, very much. And so I traveled alone. I traveled alone in the jungle in Thailand. I left my employment and became an entrepreneur to fully follow my heart. And I think courage is really following your heart and trusting your soul's journey, right? And the breadcrumbs God is kind of throwing along the ways. which we call synchronicity, what Paul reported about how you connected with Sanet, right? These synchronicities, they guide our way, and to have the courage to follow.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. And you know, my beautiful Christina.
Oh my God, I almost forgot. Let me just add that one. And raise my son all by myself, and having the courage to like do that, even though the father didn't step up. I think that was also a big one. Got to throw this in.
Wow. That was actually my second question to you. What is your bravest thing you ever done for yourself? And I would say you're bringing up your child by yourself. That was like, for me, when I met you the first time, I thought you were the bravest person. And even now, knowing you longer, you are. I can lift my hat up for you, my beautiful one. So what is the bravest thing you ever done for yourself?
I think it is indeed like to, at that time I lived in New York. I realized that the father was not really responsible, and I decided to, like, after several years to go back to Germany and make sure that I can bring in this wonderful soul in a way that I can really take care of him. I didn't want to be in a situation like many here in America. They give their children to childcare when they're like just a couple of months old. That was not an option for me. So I was very blessed that I had that opportunity to go back, and yeah. So that was a big decision, and it also shifted a lot in my life. I had a lot going on here. It was really, things were opening up. Also, my artist career was opening up, and all of that I needed to kind of let go of, and to make space for this new being. And soon, like Suzi said, I gonna need the courage to let him go. I think soon it's time. He's turning 20. Yeah. So
I think all of us as moms really want to hold on, but when the time is right, the time is right. Thank you, my beautiful Christina. So I'm busy on the reverse side coming back. So Gwen, my question to you is, how do you use your voice as an act of bravery?
How do I use my voice as an act of bravery? Wow, that's a big one. Well, I guess also with clients is having to be true and honest with them. And sometimes it's not what people want to hear, it's what they need to hear. So that takes a lot of bravery and courage to compassionately give people information that is going to support them and open up their journey as well. And thank you. And also, I guess too, I have a son who's on the spectrum of autism, but he's on the higher spectrum, and I've also had to have the courage and support him as well. Even though he's a man now, he still needs that support from me, and I'm gratefully letting that go, and others are coming in to support him as well. So there's a lot there. Thank you.
Wow. Lifting my hood. Look at Christina lifting my hat up for you, my beautiful one. So Suzi, are you ready for your next section question? So beautiful Christina already alluded to our Mrs. Spots. So our Mrs. Spots is half an hour tea party that one of the ladies is our Mrs. Spots from Beauty and the Beast. And they open their hearts and their space and their Zoom link for any lady to come in and just be seen, be loved. Currently, we've got 25 a week, 25 tea parties a week. And Gwen, please go and make yourself happy. And I promise you, make yourself happy by half an hour. Join Christina or Suzi's Mrs. Spots. You will feel on top of the world. So please do that. And but Suzi, my question to you: what does the role community or connections play in your courage?
That's a brilliant question. Thank you, Sanet. Wow, community and the greater world community have played a huge part in my courage and me finding my voice and using my voice. A little over 10 years ago now, I stepped up, used my voice and spoke out about sexual assault in the entertainment industry, mainly against one particular person who was based in England, this very, very famous performer called Rolf Harris. I was his makeup artist. That's what I work in the entertainment industry. I'm a makeup, hair and special effects artist. So I work with stars and I have done for 42 years now. Thank you, Paul. I used my bravery and I became fearless while using my voice. And I found that stepping up and being part of the biggest court case in Australia, New Zealand, Malta, the UK, to really start taking down these offenders in the entertainment industry where there are no rules and there are no H&R department. I felt that I was chosen when I was 23 back in 1986 by life, God, the universe, to be the woman with the strong voice, to step up as part of this court case. I came forward for the women who were little girls who were assaulted by him when he was being supported by the Queen of England and the royal family and massive amounts of money behind him. So not single-handedly, me and a very small group of women were chosen to be part of this court case called Operation U-Tree in the UK that took down these men. This was the beginning of the Me Too movement in the entertainment industry in 2014, and it started with this massive case against Rolf Harris in the UK. We all women back then, and we all lie. No one believes us, and we're all doing it for the money. Well, there's no money offered, let me tell you, when you come forward and you put your soul, your life, your everything on the line for justice, which is what I did. For those of you who don't know Rolf Harris, you could look him up. He's dead now. We won as women, as a very small amount of women who were very brave and very courageous and put ourselves out in front of the world to be judged and ridiculed for the choices that we'd made in stepping forward. But in doing so and winning this case, and this man was sent to jail, and probably about a dozen other men in the UK who are also older. So these men are, in their 80s, 70s and 80s, and all entertainers were given, they seemed to think that they could operate in a way that was different to the rest of us and assault women. Rolf Harris loved assaulting makeup artists, which I didn't realise until I'd worked with him. I feel that that has been my soul's purpose. And my journey, which is what Christina was talking about, that I was literally chosen for this when I was 23. I became the strongest witness for the prosecution, as named by the press all over the world. It changed my life. I had a week after the court case, I had the most amazing spiritual moment inside the walls of Stonehenge, a little bit like your vision quest, Gwen, with a shamanic healer. And I learnt in that hour at dawn inside the walls of some of the most ancient stones in the world, I learned about forgiveness. And I started my healing journey. And I had no idea any of these things were going to actually happen to me. This was literally a week after the court case. It's a big deal being part of the biggest court case in the world at the time, and speaking your truth and your honesty. We were given lifetime anonymity because of society and the way society judges, and people judge women because, we always have, what was she wearing and what was she doing and what was she drinking? And, obviously it's our fault. Society has now changed in the last 10 years and we've almost come full circle. This case was the first time that sexual survivors of historical crimes were listened to and heard, and action was taken. And this case was a catalyst, and we then found out about Bill Cosby in the United States and Harvey Weinstein, and this just began this huge moment. So my message about being brave and fearless and using your voice is a really big one. You have to trust yourself and you have to believe. And I've realised over the years that when we step forward, and it's not just for us, we're doing it for others, life will reward us in so many ways that we did not expect. So I've reached well over 50 million people, been in 2 international documentaries in the UK about the changes in society and about being brave, really, and stepping forward. So I could talk about it for a long time, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to inspire you guys to step up, be brave, be fearless, and use your voice, because the impact that you can have on yourself, your community and the world can be something that you could never fathom would ever happen. So take a leap of faith and just go for it.
I love it. And tell us about your Mrs. Potts.
My Mrs. Potts is called Happy Hour with Suzi. It's on Wednesday mornings, Australian time at 9 a.m. And I never have, some of the other ladies have a very structured way of doing things. As a creative person, I'm completely unstructured in many ways. So I like to just see what happens, what's happened in the world. Let's talk about stuff. I've made some beautiful friends through doing Mrs. Potts. We catch up every week from all over the world just to catch up and see, and see how we are and what we're doing. And it's a lot of the time as adults, we can be very insular in the way that we move through life. We're head down, bum up, doing work. We don't, often we don't have friends coming over anymore because we can talk here. And this is the beauty of the internet, is that we can make friends all over the world. Not only can we expand our businesses, but we can expand our love and our reach, and in turn receive that. So if you're ever feeling lonely or not heard, or just a little bit on outside of any circle, come and join my circle or any of the other Mrs. Potts, and you'll feel very included and very safe.
Incredible, incredible. And Paul, you are in the Tanzanite Euros. There is at the moment one Mr. Hots, and the Hot stands for Euros of Tanzanite on a Friday. So you are welcome to join him. We are going to have soon more Mr. Hots that is going to take up their shield.
Uh-huh.
And then we're going to call it roundtable, Tanzanite roundtable, and to have that half an hour space. And my beautiful Suzi, I bought my ticket last night. I've told you, yes. I'm visiting Suzi, coming to visit Suzi. I don't know how far Suzi, Gwen, and Paul from Suzi, but maybe we can all connect.
Halfway. We
3 hours driving.
They can come south and we can go north. So we can make
that will be incredible.
Wonderful. Wow.
Yes.
I want to hear all about it.
It's going to be amazing.
Video, don't worry.
So for me, I have to leave New Zealand in order to come back again for the last 4 months. So I need to leave for 7 days. So I'm going to Suzi, my beautiful
My
Suzi.
new place. Yay. I will sit in the bedroom and you'll be our first visitor.
Oh, wow. I'm so, thank you, Michael. Thank you. So Paul, I specifically left this last question to you. I'm going to ask the question, but then I will also want to tell you the viewers about your book. So are you ready for me?
Sure.
What advice could you give to someone who is struggling to take the next bold step? And that's someone I want you to talk particularly to children. You came last week to Soul Diamond Author's Journey, and we had a discussion on your amazing book. The ladies is still talking about your book.
Good.
And they wanted to make sure they want to send it through and make sure that you are getting as much exposure. So please tell us about your book, and then please, can you give some advice to beautiful children out there?
Sure. Elaine, my partner, and myself have put this together. It's a 5-year project. It's been based on lots of the therapy I've done on thousands of people in 25 years. What I found was most of the damage and challenges that adults had was actually stemmed in their childhood years. So I consider 0 to 10 your childhood years, and wounded inner child impacts happen then. and then 10 to 20 is wounded in a teenager. And then both of those, when they're unaddressed, will make a lot of noise and influence the adult that we are. So that's what this book's all about, is it's helping to give voice to the wounds that children have, how they feel about the homes they've landed in, because, in society we focus on we're having a baby and we've got the room ready and the cot and all that sort of stuff and the pink stuff and the blue stuff. But in reality, the baby's having a family, which has got to be terrifying. Because at the end of the day, they have no idea who they bloody landed with. And with all those dysfunctions, with all those issues, in many cases, as Christina's mentioned, and was pretty much the same for my children, being raised in a single parent home. And I just want to branch on what courage can look like. Both of my children are unassisted home births, just me and their mum. And my daughter's 30 in a couple of weeks' time, and my son's a close to 100 kilo, a whopping 26-year-old, just a gorgeous powerhouse of a young man, and but very kind, and both of them homeschooled as well. So the courage to stand up against society and go, we choose to homeschool, when we were getting told, well, they'll never go to university, they'll never get a decent income. And right now, my daughter's just finished her first semester at Sunshine Coast University, studying exercise physiology, and she's well on her way. And because she's never been in a school system, she hasn't got any bad habits from school systems. Excuse me. So the professors there have just gone, oh my God, her grades are mid-90s. One of the professors has already offered her to join his PhD class. And they said, your work is not just exceptional for Sunshine Coast University, it would be Yale standard, it's Ivy League standard. And so they want to help her publish papers and things. And, they're both, beautiful, articulate, normal kids. And so took a lot of courage to go on that journey, because, there wasn't too many flag wavers going, well done, good choice. There was crucifixes burning about every couple of 100 meters along the road for us at different times. And then where courage gets even more challenging is the mother of my children decided soon after my son was born that she didn't really need me around anymore. And so she told me, and I developed pneumonia and when I was in the home, and I was coughing up about a litre of fluid a day off my lungs. And my 3.5-year-old daughter came up to me and she said, are you going back to God, Dad? And I said, what? And she said, I said, where'd you get that from? And she said, that's what Mum said. And so I said, no, honey, I'm not going back to God, but I won't be living in this house for much longer, but I'll visit you and your brother every weekend. And that's what I did for the next 15 years until basically they made just different decisions themselves, but they were always in our home, or my home, wherever I was, over those next 15 years. So, that's what courage looks like when you've got a chance to, as many fathers, as like Christina's mentioned, just turn their back on their fathering responsibility, where it's like, well, I'm not giving up on you guys, and I never will. And so that's a really important part of courage. It can come in many ways. I've done lots of physical courages on workshops to my 20s and 30s. I've done four firewalks at 1,200 degrees. That takes a bit of bloody focus, I can tell you. Jumped out of a plane static line, which is you have to sit on the floor of the plane, move your hands up the strut, and then let go of the plane yourself. No tandem where you're locked to somebody who's an expert. Things like that, just to test the heart-mind connection to see where my courage was in different categories. But So where is all of that rolled into? It's rolled into the book. So what it means is we come up with all these statements that align to where children can think and feel about themselves. Courage for a child is really dependent on how the family will allow them to be courageous, because lots of times parents are only responding to what they got in their ancestral line. So frequently our parents all grew up in war and depression raised families, and Christina will know all about that one. My father's English, so he had a similar story. But the militant type of view of seen and not heard, we don't really want to know what you think, so shut up, all that sort of stuff, lots of corporal punishment in my family. So black sheep stuff, and I know most of you can recognise black sheep. The price of the wool should have gone up by now, we'd hope. And the journey, takes courage. And then what that allows me to be as a therapist is, really special, because when I do palmistry and even just talking to somebody, I can tell whether they've got degrees of sexual abuse trauma. And over the years, some of my clients have come in with some pretty amazing sort of stories. And one lady, a Polish lady in her mid-50s, this was a good 20 years ago now, she said to me, oh yes, that was my story. She said, my father stopped sexually abusing me when I was 2.5. And I went, hang on a minute, did you just say he stopped sexually abusing you at 2.5? And she said, yes, that's what I said. I said, well, what caused that? Why did he stop? And she said, oh, that was when my sister was born. And to hold the space for somebody when you've just been bloody walloped smack in the nose with a horrific violation story like that is one of my superpowers, literally. So I can hold the vibration. I had a shop in Montville. I've had 2 up on the Sunshine Coast in the same town. Gwen visited one time, weren't you, Gwen, a long time ago? And but I had a lady turn up one day and I had a look at her palm and I did her tarot cards and I said, well, yeah, it looks pretty messy, your story at the moment. I said, I'm pretty sure we can reduce the impact of most of this story, but it'll take 2 more hours in the processing I do. And she said, oh, yes, please, let's do that. So 2.5 hours later, she pays me, she leaves. The next day, I've got my door shut. I always lock it when I'm working on a person because I only do one-on-one stuff and I don't sell anything in the shop. It was readings and therapy only. If you want to buy incense, go downtown or wherever else. And anyway, the next day I was working on this lady and there was a crunchy noise as this little bit of paper was getting slipped under the gap in my door. And then I just said to the person, hang on a minute, I just need to check this. Excuse me. And when I opened up the note, after that reading had finished, it was a note from the lady from the day before. And she said, thank you so much for yesterday. You completely changed my life. I'd actually come to Montville to suicide. But after working with you, that is the last thing on my mind. I have my heart back. I've got direction, clarity, and determination to live again. And I'm so grateful. And I've had many clients give me testimonials like that over the decades. And so when you take all of that, my goal is...
My beautiful Paul, I'm so sorry. We have to... I wrote, we've got 1 minute, but I'm sure you didn't see it. I'm so sorry. So my beautiful Paul, thank you so much for that amazing story. So my beautiful viewers, please check down below in the show notes. My beautiful guests, all their details is in there. And please connect. And my beautiful guests, please connect with each other. There's a reason why you are on this show of courage. So you know what this means. Oh, maybe I must put off my my background so that the pen will disappear. So my beautiful Paul, what is your golden nugget?
My golden nugget is do it anyway. Be courageous. Yeah.
I love it. Are you ready for paparazzi?
Yeah.
My beautiful Susie, what is your golden nugget?
Age is just a number. It's what you do with it that counts.
I love it. Are you ready for my beautiful Gwen, what is your golden nugget?
Heal, love the journey, live the journey, know the challenges are here for us to grow from, not to stay the victim, and move forward and just create a great space.
I love it. Are you ready for paparazzi? My beautiful Christina, what is your golden nugget?
My golden nugget is being the black sheep of the family is not a sentence. It is an opportunity and task for you to become the best version of yourself and be yourself, because there's only one of you on the planet.
I love it.
That's it.
I love it.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to say something like Paul really it was very inspiring, because I'm working on my book with you, right? It will be about cycle breakers. It will be about childhood trauma. And I always say I work with children, and I actually do as a special need teachers, as someone working with autistic kids on the spectrum in behavioral therapy, and with the grown-ups to take care of the children we still carry inside, the wounded ones, to heal them and help them grow up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
are you ready for paparazzi, my beautiful one?
Yeah. Beautiful, Paul. Thank you.
So, my beautiful viewers, I know you've got your sunglasses on. I know you love it. And I heard from another lady in the States, apparently it's not sunglasses, you call it shades. But for me, it's sunglasses. And I've got 7 pairs here. And at home, I think I've got 30. I even have a shark glasses. So, my beautiful viewers, thank you for your time. Will you dance with us? My guest, they said yes. Here we go.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or sweating in the sun. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
To